Guys, we got massive news to share with you guys. Good leak. All right, this is very bullish. I also got some new bullish news, operational things here in China. And first, guys, man, please sign up for the NIO phone giveaway. Not a lot of people have signed up, so your odds of winning are very high. Of course, sign up over here and down below. What you're signing up for is a free newsletter, and that newsletter will send you weekly email alerts about stocks, interesting stocks to take a look at. So definitely sign up. The global giveaway for the NIO phone is absolutely free. You don't have to pay for shipping. I'll be handling that. So please go sign up. It also helps me out a lot. So please do that. All right. Sign up here or down below. Okay. So let's first talk about the good operational changes. NIO is closing stores. All right, they're closing stores. They're opening stores, of course, but they're also closing stores. They're closing the non-performing stores, the stores where the rent is too high and unjustified based on the output or the performance of that store itself. And this isn't something that's surprising, of course. With any sort of business, if you have a non-performing store that's not worth keeping open, you should close it down. And I'm very happy to see that NIO's doing that here in China as well, albeit to a greater pace recently. They're closing more stores based on operational performance. If your store doesn't perform, we got to close it down. They're doing the same for Anvo. In fact, just a week and a half ago, I visited a store where there was the NIO store, there was also the Anvo store, but the Anvo store was gone because the rent was too high and it was unjustified to have that store there. So I'm very happy to report that they're doing that more to a greater extent here in China right now. And of course, all of this is to go for profitability in Q4. So these are very good moves that they're doing to help them get to that point. Some of these stores have been open for a long time and they have this nostalgic value and you kind of don't want to see them go. But, if you look at it from a balance sheet perspective, you got to let them go, right? So it's very good that NIO is doing the hard choice, letting those stores go. Now, what is the massive leak? Of course, we got more information and more photos, the interior photos of the Anvo L90. The first thing I want to show you is the trunk right here. So there's several key important metrics to note from this. It's the fact that they will have electronic adjustments for the third row seats. You can electronically let it go down, let it go up. And then there's also buttons to electronically adjust the height of the car for easy loading, which is also very nice. And then another attention to detail, if you look carefully, the third row seats are actually extremely wide. Okay? In fact, apparently if you go for the 6-seater configuration, so 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, and 2 in the back, the rear seats will actually be wider than the middle 2 seats. Yeah. So the rear seats, usually in most 7-seater cars or 6-seater cars, the rear seats are just very small, maybe for kids, not for adults. But it seems like the Anvo L90 is going to go against the norm and have fantastic third row seats that are going to be very comfortable to sit in. And I have something else to show about that in a moment. But also, this other photo, well, of course, in the back, you're going to have storage space for like a super deep well, like the Anvo L60, 70 centimeter deep well that you can basically store stuff, suitcases, but also the freezer/fridge that the Anvo L60 has. So that, of course, is a feature that's carried over to the Anvo L90 as well. And another interesting thing is that we have an official photo of the screen. All right, the rear screen that's right over here, that big entertainment screen that everybody loves, that's on the Li Auto cars. Finally, it's going to be here for the Anvo L90 as well. And this is going to be something that a lot of kids really like. All right, a lot of people, a lot of family members, they really like that big screen. They want to watch movies in their cars. So you're giving that to them as well. So this is just another amazing thing that they're providing. And then this photo I want to show you, this is a comparison, an overlay comparison. Blue is the Li Auto i8, and then the yellow is the Model X. And you can look at the the occupants and what their seating posture would look like. And you can clearly tell that out of all these three cars, the Envoy L90 gives the most amount of leg space for the second and third rows, okay? And of course, it means superior spacing, right? And also, the Envoy L90 will also have the most amount of storage space, okay? So this is also another amazing thing. And you can see the proportions, they're not that much different from the Model X and Li Auto i8 in terms of like the length of the car, etc. But the Envoy L90 does offer a superior, okay, spacing and spaciousness inside the cabin of the car, which is definitely a very good selling point. And of course, now the thing is, the Envoy L90, they said it's coming out early July, officially announced, and then deliveries very soon after that. And we haven't had a confirmed date about when this car is going to be announced. Now, this car does have a lot of competition, right, in this space, but I ultimately believe that it will sell well. And there's so many competitors coming to market right now, namely the Xiaomi YU7. That's a very competitive car. That's going to be, a lot of people will be buying that car. So, I'm sure the sales for both Envoy and NIO, they're kind of at the edge of their seat when it comes to the Xiaomi YU7, especially with the success of the SU7. So we'll have to see how that goes. But the YU7 is not a 7-seater. It's a 5-seater, more of a coupe SUV. So it doesn't really compete against the Envoy L90. And recently, the Envoy vehicles sales have rebounded very nicely. And I've seen an interview about the sort of comeback of Envoy and what's the whole thing around that. And it turns out, Dr. Shenfei at the helm, he's really taken a more holistic approach. Like, he doesn't really set strict targets like this month you must get 20,000 sales, etc. It's more of just try to get one more car compared to last month, right? Just try to sell well, because apparently if you go for like slogans like 20,000 car this month, then you'll be sort of hodling and holding the orders to be delivered in 1 month, and then the next month you'll just have terrible performance. So just try to sell the car, sell it well, and just try to beat the month before. And it seems like this approach is working really well. And of course, on top of that, you have great incentives, free fridge, free battery swap, great financing options, etc. And that's definitely helping the sales of Envoy L90, Envoy L60. So we'll have to see the Envoy L90 coming out very soon. I have high hopes for this. I think this will be the car that will carry us to success in Q4 of this year. So we'll have to see. Will they be able to pull it off? I think they will be able to pull it off. Okay? As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out. And also, sign up for that giveaway. Go. Sign up for the giveaway. Go.